Let's wait for the stream to work up. But yeah. Ooh. Steins Gate 0. That's right. We're doing Steins Gate 0. Let's... Oh, R1, there we go. Let's go back there. You can't choose that, what the fuck? Alright. Was that it? Oh wait, hang on. Okay. So might we move my camera for a sec? To the top right? I feel like... Hang on. I think the top right... Okay, I think this should be good here. So basically, yes, we're starting Steins Gate 0. If anyone's been following me, I did this. I've done this on my channel, YouTube channel, Phantom Shark Gaming, and I did Steins Gate. I didn't do this game, but I did Steins Gate the original. I didn't finish it. I did like 10 parts of it, and then I stopped. But here's Steins Gate 0, and I will go back to Steins Gate the original when the Steins Gate Elite game comes out, which comes out. I can't remember when it comes out. Was it the end of March? I think it was the end of March it comes out. Yeah, I think so. I think it's the end of March. So when that happens, when that comes out, I'll play that as well, since that's brand new. It's all redone and everything. So I don't know if you actually can hear me over this. I don't know how the music is. Let me see. So I see, yeah, I seem like perfect volume, to be honest. I'm not too loud, but I'm just loud enough than the game, so perfect. So we're doing Steins Gate 0. Let's jump right in, because I don't know if I'm gonna do all of this. I'm gonna try and do all this game streaming wise, and stream all of it if possible. But we'll see. Oh, here we go. We're showing this again. Do you want to see my Urusu die? So, if no one knows the story, basically of the original, this is taking place at the bad end of Steins Gate, essentially, and it's like what happens after, because it is a very important storyline that it didn't get shown, so it gets shown now. It's the most important storyline, I think. The hatch opened. We're starting here. It's weird. Hang on, let me adjust my camera a bit. Just down at this a little bit. And just press it over this way. That's better. Okay, because I'm not too out of the center then. Bright lights flooded my eyes. Where was I? My eyes narrowed. I might actually... No, I won't keep on. Could barely make out the summer's twilight sky. I didn't want to leave. I just wanted to disappear. It's that classic music. Oh, God. So good. But... someone grabbed my arm and dragged me out. I was just starting from that bit. I think I made my camera. Hang on a sec. Fuck's sake. I'm gonna be doing this a lot, man. It's not like I could do it on the fly. I have to go in my settings and do it from here. So it keeps like knocking out. Let me see if the bottom right here is good. If not, I'm gonna turn my camera off if it's too much. Didn't have the energy to respond to my own nickname. I fell to the ground and wrapped my arms around myself. Mayuri ran to me and looked down, her face worried. But her kindness felt like nothing but a nuisance. Don't talk to me. Just leave me alone. I've never listened to the Japanese voice actors. I've always listened to the English dub, so it's a bit weird to me to hearing Itaru's voice. It sounds a bit weird. It sounds so weird to me. Daru ran to the door that led back inside the building. Stop it. Just get away from me. Leave me alone. I couldn't save her. In fact, I killed her myself. Right here, 3 weeks ago. I killed her. I'm a murderer.
無駄だったんだ。何をやっても無駄だ。全部決まってしまっていることなんだよ。同じだ。真由里の時と同じなんだ。どれだけもがいたって結果は同じになる。
No matter how many times I try, it would all converge back to the same result. The process doesn't matter. Whether you time travel or time leap, you can't go back and change the results of the past. I thought I understood that cruel truth, but now I was forced to realize it again, and in the worst possible way.
無駄だよ。無駄なんだ。何もかも無駄なんだよ。俺はやっぱりクリスを助けられないんだ。
Sorry about the noise.
分かってた。分かってたんだ。こうなるって予想してたんだ。もう疲れた。ずっと休んでないんだ。だからもういいよ。
おかり、一体何が。
俺が殺した。殺してしまった。バカみたいだ。全部俺のせいだ。
マキセ・クリスをさ、刺し殺しちゃったんだ。殺した？嘘、そんな。でも安心して、まだもう一回分タイムトラベルはできる。
ほっといてくれ。俺のことなんか何度やったって結果は同じだ。
何言ってんの？諦めるつもり？オカリンおじさんの肩には何十億っていう人の命がかかってるんだよ。たった一回の失敗が何だって言うんだ。
クリスはどうやったって助けられない。世界線の収束には逆らえない。
That's the reality of this world. I learned that a long time ago.
こうなったらビンタしてでも気合い入れ直して。ダメだよ、無理強いするのは良くないよ。こんなボロボロになってるオカリン見てられないもん。
So this is the point right here that changed everything. So this is what set this other world line course to end up changing this part in the future, I guess. I don't know how to call it, in the future to eventually now. We already knew that in the previous Steins Gate, but this is the journey he goes through, I guess, till he gets there.
どうして未来のことをオカリン一人に押し付けるの？そんなの重すぎるよ。オカリンおじさんには世界の観測者としての能力があるからだよ。オカリンが望んだわけじゃないのに。それにもう一度やったってまたオカリンが傷つくだけだって思うな。未来のことを人一人で変えようなんてきっと無理なんだよ。だからそのためのシュタインズゲートで、気持ちはわかるよ。でもさ、私も未来をかけてここまで来てるんだよね。どっちにしろ2036年には戻れないんだ。そう簡単に諦めるつもりはないから。オカリンおじさん、一つだけ忠告しとく。このタイムマシンに残されてる燃料は有限なの。さっきは往復2回分しか残ってないって言ったけど、実はまだそれなりに余裕はある。それでも移動できる時間はおよそ344日分。片道のタイムトラベルだとしても今から1年と経たないうちに7月28日には届かなくなる。覚えといて。その日になったらさ、私はたとえ一人でも飛ぶよ。
Okay. Someone was saying something to me, but I couldn't understand the words. I didn't want to listen to anything, just wanted to sleep. Just let all this end. Let me go.
オカリン、オカリン、ねえ、オカリン、もう頑張らなくてもいいからね。泣いてもいいんだよ、オカリン。マユシーはそばにいるからね、オカリン。
I don't know if Miyuri's words were the reason why, but the tears started to flow. I started to forget everything. Ever since that day, I stopped going to the Future Gadget Lab. Shit. Open the new gate. Okay. Chapter 1, I guess? Absolute Zero. I guess that's what it means. Oh, let me get actually a bit more comfortable here, because I'll be reading a lot. UPX, the new symbol of Akihabara, was located right in front of the station. In the hall on the 4th floor, preparations had been going on all morning for the ATF Akihabara Technoform Convention. Kind of fucking think that. Universities and labs from both inside and outside the country would work together to put on special seminars and symposiums at irregular intervals. My school, Tokyo Denki University, was participating as part of its industry collaboration efforts. Students were required to attend these seminars and submit reports to their instructors. Otherwise, they wouldn't get credit for their related cases. In addition, I was supposed to have one of the lectures. Associate Professor Izaki, yeah. I had just gotten a list from the reception desk at the shared lobby, and I was waiting to check off the names of the students who were coming to the lectures. There was still some time before the seminar started, so the lobby was mostly empty. None of the students on the list were here yet. I was bored, but I couldn't do anything but wait. The old me never could have imagined doing anything like this, but Impression Izaki was part of my new goal in life. Victor Chondira University. Yes, that was my new goal. Izaki did a lot of joint research projects with them and knew a lot of people there. The best first step to get in there, my brain could come up with, was being his assistant. Also, this convention was holding another seminar by Victor Chondira University after the one held this summer. Of course, that interested me too. Summer. Oh. Triggered! An image of her as she was then flashed through my mind. I was trying to get to Victor Shianda so that I could learn about the work that Makise Kurisu had been doing. I wanted to try and do that myself. Of course, I wasn't a genius like Kurisu. I knew there was no way I'd ever be able to do exactly what she did. But if I could do even 10% of it, honestly, I'm amazed that I recovered so well. I thought that to myself and chuckled just as a voice called to me from across the lobby. I looked up and saw a young girl approaching from the elevator hall. She was short and petite. Everything about her was small. Could kind of make out a few of the curves that don't appear until after puberty. So at least she wasn't in elementary school, but maybe middle school? For someone with such a cute face, she clearly didn't care about her appearance. Her hair wasn't styled and it poured down her back. Even I could tell her clothes weren't very fashionable. Clearly not a place where a middle school girl belonged. Clearly not. She probably just come to the wrong place. Irritated, she pulled a card out of her jacket. It was one of the IDs given out to invited guests. Her name and the name of her workplace were written on the front. Huh? Maho. Ajo. Okay. Victor Chandira University, USA. Brain Science Institute. I looked at the card and then at her. Then back at the card, then I looked at her again. I finally realized. She sighed and showed me another card. This one was a photo ID from Victor Chandira University. It was the same ID I've seen Kurusu holding before and on another world line. So on the card, yeah, that was definitely her. I think not in Japanese or English, but I felt like I got that right first try, right? Maho Hiyajo. Victor Kondoria 大学の中学生。寝ぼけるなら夜にして。大学に中学生がいるわけないでしょ。それもそうだ。じゃあ飛び級か。Unlike in Japan, it wasn't uncommon for Americans to skip grades. Kurusu had made it to university at age 17. But still, a girl this young working in a university lab?
あなた今少なからず衝撃を受けてるわよね。こんな小さい子が信じられないかしら。それともこの年齢ですごいの方。
She got me.
ここをよく見なさい。
The girl, Maho Hiyajo, pointed out the part of her ID with her slender fingers. She was born in 1989, and it was 2010, so, you're 21 years old?
つまり立派な成人女性よ。中学生じゃないのよ。もちろん小学生でも幼稚園児でも。
Daycare. Then she puffed out her chest. There wasn't much to see, but I can imagine her saying, "They look bigger when I'm not wearing clothes. They're huge."
何かしらその顔は。
あ、いや、悪かった。謝る。
I couldn't believe it. She was older than me. If Dara was here, he'd be dancing around screaming, "Legal, legal lolly for the win."
まあいいわ。世界中どこ
that'd
に
be
行っても
funny if
同
that
じ目に遭ってるから。
うん、そうだろうな。
何か言った？
あ、いや、別に。
Still, the Brain Science Institute. That's where Kurisu worked. Which means this kid, no, this person, might know a lot about Kurisu. I held back the impulse to start badgering her with questions. I looked at the pamphlet with the seminar schedules. Victor Chondira lecture. Chondira Ria. It's so hard to say that word is. How is that American? Lecture was the last one for the day, and it was clearly intended to be the biggest. Was this Maho Hiyajo's girl going to give a lecture? Just like Kurisu had done at the summer convention? No. Wait, that's wrong. That never happened. Makase Kurisu never gave any lectures over the summer. That happened in the Alpha World Line. Don't be stupid, Okabe. In the world line I inhabited now, before the summer convention, she already, you know, perished by me. Are you giving the lecture today?
いいえ、私は助手として来たの。あと通訳も兼ねてね。
I looked at the pamphlet again and saw that the lecturer was a man named Alexis Leskinen, I guess. A professor at Victor Conjuring University and the chief researcher of the Brain Science Institute.
テーマは人工知能革命か。うん、面白そうだな。
時間があったらぜひ聞いてみてほしいわね。
そうするよ。あ、スタッフルームなんてな。
I led Maho over to the elevator hall and showed her where the staff room was.
ありがとう。
I had no reason to hang around her any further. I said goodbye and was just about to turn around. Just then, the elevator opened and a woman emerged. The instant I saw her face, every hair on my body stood on end. Who could that be? Because this is like the beginning of the first game kind of thing with the elevator with Kurisu. Oh, Moeka! Shining finger! Moeka Kuryu. Or Kuryu Moeka if we go do the other way. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. Calm down. This is the beta world line. Miyuri's alive. Moeka's not going to kill her. Anyone who hasn't watched the first one, you're going to be pretty confused. It's a bit weird that I'm doing this Steins Gate 0 now, and then when Steins Gate Elite comes out, I'm going to do that one, which is out of order, because this is the sequel prequel-ish. I know, sequel Yeah, sequel prequel-ish, and then Science Gate Elite is basically the beginning towards the... Because it's time travel, you know what it's like. But I don't have to explain it. Our eyes met. The eyes on the other side of her glasses were as dead as ever. It was impossible to tell what she was thinking. I frantically evaded my gaze before she realised something was wrong. Oh. She tilted her head for a second, but quickly lost interest in me and turned toward Maho.
ああ、雑誌社の方でしたよね。お約束通り、主催を。
Even in this world line, Moeka still only spoke in faint whispers.
レスキネン教授はまだなんです。少しお待たせしてしまいますけど。はい。それまで私でよければシステムの概要でもお願いします。
The two of them disappeared into the staff room. As I watched them leave, I took a deep breath. I tried to calm down, but it wasn't working.
桐生萌か。もしかしてまたお前なのか。
It was a terrible feeling, like a cold finger tracing the wounds in my heart. That night, when the terrorist threat shut down all the trains in Akihabara, that awful night when I just knew something was going to happen.
ここでもまたお前が。
I feel bad for Okabe. Or was it just imagining things? Was she just a magazine reporter now, instead of CERN around her? No. Even if Moeka was around her, we had nothing to do with CERN anymore. CERN wouldn't be watching us. So we never hacked into CERN at this point, right? Yeah, we never hacked into CERN at this point. I took another deep breath, grabbed some of the anxiety meds in my pocket, and swallowed them down with some mineral water I brought ahead of time. It would take 15 minutes for them to kick in. Those 15 minutes were always pretty rough. I laughed at myself a little and sat down on one of the reception desk chairs. The table was filled with leaflets, pamphlets, and other things for the attendees. My eyes wandered to one of the pamphlets. Nakabachi theory. Oh, Nakabachi theory and the genealogy of pseudoscience. This pamphlet was for Professor Izaki's seminar. Nakabachi theory, yep. If you don't know who that is, I think that's Kurisu's dad. The paper he announced in Russia. That paper held the key to creating a real time machine. There he is. On that day, July 28th. You bitch! Get off me, Roxy! Nakabachi had stolen the paper from Kurisu, his own daughter, and left with it. I knew that. Only Nakabachi and I knew that. I flipped through the pamphlet. It was a brief introduction to many forms of pseudoscience and fake scientific discoveries that had emerged since the start of the 20th century. On its own, it did make for interesting reading. And at the end of the pamphlet, Nakabachi theory was introduced as nothing more than another entry in that long list of fakes. Oh. So Dr. Nakabachi's time machine theory had been completely ignored by the academic world. All the glory, fame, and power he wanted so badly that he was willing to get rid of his own daughter. Daughter? He didn't get any of it. And I heard rumors that after the announcement he'd been imprisoned in a Russian lab. To make it even funnier, he thought he was getting VIP treatment. For a short time there were essays and interviews in bogus academic journals. Even there it was obvious it had all gone to his head. The ironic thing was that Nakabachi theory was completely correct and completely revolutionary. The Russian government was worried about it leaking, and the SVR was doing everything it could to keep it under wraps. But under the surface, there was a full-scale information war beginning over the paper. Time traveler from 2036, John Teeter, had told me so, which meant it had to be true. Was World War III really going to happen? There was no point in thinking about it. Just a little more before the drugs kicked in. I closed my eyes. What happens? Okay. Several hours later, fucking hell, how long has it been? The convention was going well. After Professor Izaki's seminar, most of the students from my university went home, but I killed some time and came back. I wanted to hear the Victor Chandira lecture. Headed to the hall with plenty of time to spare and saw Maho Hiajo coming from the staff room. She was with a very tall foreigner. Was that Alexis Leskin? Leskinin? That's it. It didn't seem like an American name, but maybe he was an immigrant like Kurisu, or at least descended from one. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but the looks on their faces were so serious that I couldn't help but listen. Since they were both speaking in English, I could barely make out any of it, but could tell from their voices that it wasn't a pleasant chat. Wait, did I just hear the word makise? I hate the fact that I couldn't speak English. If I had known this was going to happen, I would have gone to an English school. Just for this moment, yeah. The two of them walked into the waiting room for lectures. It was located right next to the UPX theatre. I put together the few fragments I was able to understand. Fire at Kurisu's house. Mrs. Makase is alright. Okay, wait. This is quotes. Fire at Kurisu's house. Mrs. Makase is alright. Robbery. The police called after the investigation. Why was the FBI there? It doesn't make sense. I think that's what they were saying. Kurisu's house? Did they mean where she lived in America? Her mother should still live in America. Is that where the fire was? Fire. Why would someone check Kurisu's house unless there was still information about the time machine in that house and someone tried to get it? That's possibly what it is. Because, I mean, why else would they go there? And then words like robbery and the investigation was called off. I really wanted to know more. I stood there and worried until it was time for the lecture to begin. With nothing else to do, I went inside the theatre. I could tell earlier by looking at the size of the crowds going inside, but it was a very high energy crowd, like E3. The atmosphere was clearly different than Izaki's seminar, which was mostly students there for credit. The place was nearly full with a crowd of scientists and people who wanted to learn about cutting-edge technology. Victor Chandira's researchers had published a slate of papers in Science recently and had gotten a lot of media attention. Maybe that was why. Were there any open seats? I found a single open seat at the edge. But when I looked at who was sitting next to it, I moaned. Oh, was it Moeka? Of course. You again. Moeka Kuryu was there. She was speaking to no one, just typing endlessly into her phone. I once named her Shining Finger because of her incredible typing speed, and she was as fast as ever. Who was she talking to? I didn't even want to imagine. I quickly turned away and looked for another seat. Dr. Leskinen reached the podium at almost the exact instant I sat down. Hang on one sec. I quickly turned away and looked for another seat. Dr. Leskinen reached... Okay. I was just making sure. Let me just... Because I just listened to the audio. It did sound like I was a bit loud there. I'm going to turn it down a bit. Okay, I just knocked it down a few inches there, just in case. So just listen to it. It sounded a bit loud. Woo! Maho! There was a huge wave of applause. But when they saw the tiny little girl come up next to him, the applause faded into confused murmurs. Maho must have expected this. Her expression didn't change in the slightest as she stood next to the professor. In fact, when she took the microphone from the professor and looked around the theater, she looked like she belonged there.
Ladies and gentlemen.
First, Dr. Leskinen began to speak in English. When he made eye contact with Maho, she began to interpret.
Thank you for attending.
皆さん、本日は私のセミナーに集まってくださって感謝します。ビクトル・コンドリア大学脳科学研究所のアレクシス・レスキネンです。専門は脳信号処理システムおよび人工知能理論になります。
I don't think you could hear that, but it sounded like Leskinen wasn't actually an English person. He didn't sound English at all. He sounded like someone who learned English from a different country and it was talking. Like, I think he was Japanese, actually.
そして私は助手の比谷城真帆です。同じく脳科学研究所で教授の指導に沿って研究をしています。よろしく。
The audience started murmuring again. That was the same way I responded when I met her. Well, that'll happen, yeah.
では早速ですが、私たちの最先端研究の一端をご紹介します。
Okay.
テーマは人工知能革命としましたが、これからデモンストレーションするシステムはおそらく皆さんの想像を超えたものではないかと思っています。
Hang on one sec. Because I just realized that I'm sometimes blocking the thinking. I'm just going to put some transparency a little bit more on my camera. Okay, there we go. Let's fix it. So at least then it's kind of, you'll be able to see it a bit there. See a bit there. Alright, let's continue. Let's continue. Okay, Industrial Revolution. Okay, yeah, we already said that. Dr. Leskinen stood in front of the laptop that had been placed on the podium and started to type.
このパソコンですが、研究所のスーパーコンピューターの一つと接続されています。ああ、まだプロジェクターには映さないで。
One of the staffers was about to display the laptop screen on front of the front projector. Some kind of important program must have been booting up, but because of Maho Hiyajo stopped them.
すみません、まだ開発途中なんです。非常に美的センスのないプログラムが画面いっぱいに溢れ返っています。こんなチープなプログラムを見られるのは恥ずかしい。裸を見られるよりもね。
I can't help but listen to him because he sounds so weird in English.
Out there?
この中にエンジニアの方がいるなら理解していただけますよね。
Some of the audience got the professor's joke and laughed.
起動するまでの間、このシステム全体の概略を説明しましょう。
There's another projector in the center of the stage. A diagram appeared on its screen. And at the top of the diagram was a Japanese translation for the general audience. An analysis of neural pulse signals relating to memories stored in the temporal lobe. I knew that title very well. It does sound familiar. In fact, I was sure I could never forget it. It was the Kurusu. Yep. It was the title of an essay written by a 70-year-old genius and published in Science. She had completely analysed the nerve impulse patterns that had governed human memory and used that to digitize the memories themselves into data. And she had used that to invent the time leap machine right in front of my eyes. Though none of that had actually happened anymore.
サイエンス誌に掲載されたので、ご存知の方もいるでしょう。これは私たちのチームにいた天才的な日本人研究者によって提唱され完成されたものです。人間の記憶は大脳皮質、とりわけ側頭葉に記録されます。いわゆるフラッシュメモリみたいなもの。そのメモリに記憶を書き込んだり読み出したりするのが 側頭葉にある海馬傍回という部位になります。
Okay. Dr. Leskinen pointed to the diagrams of the brain and hippocampus on the screen.
脳はニューロンと呼ばれる細胞の間を電気信号が伝わっていくことで働いています。記憶というのも実はこういった電気信号の伝わりの一つなのです。その働きを制御しているのが海馬傍回と言ってもいいでしょう。つまり電気信号が海馬傍回を出入りすることで記憶は作られていくんですね。そこでマキセ・クリスはこの論文を書いた日本人研究者です。マキセ研究員は考えました。
Okay.
海馬傍回を通る電気信号が電気信号のパターンと大脳皮質の
What's going on? Maho? Maho started to have trouble with that interpreting. She was getting confused. No matter how good you were with languages, interpreting for a long period of time had to be difficult. I once read an article on the internet that said even a professional can't do it for more than 20 minutes. International conferences and live broadcasts from overseas were actually handled by a team of people switching off. Or maybe was she having trouble because of Kurisa's name came up? Dr. Leskinen saw she was having trouble and cut himself off.
すみません。
Must be in it.
マキセ研究員は海馬傍回を出入りする電気信号のパターンに着目しました。そのパターンが大脳皮質のどの記憶と対応しているのか解析を行って完全なデータを得たのです。
Okay.
これによって記憶という曖昧でアナログなものを電気信号のパターンの組み合わせというデジタルなものに変換する基礎理論が確立されたのです。これがサイエンス誌に掲載された彼女の論文です。そして現在私たちのチームはその理論をもとに人間の記憶をデジタルデータとして取得するシステムを開発しています。
A wave of whispers swept across the theater.
それはすなわち人間の記憶をコンピューターに保存しそれを活用するシステムということになります。
Okay. The whispers turned into a low roar. What the fuck does that mean? So even after her death, Kurisa's research was being carried on. Of course, maybe it was natural that it would be. There was the basic theory for time leaping, and which I had proved myself, even if I could never prove it to anyone else in the Alpha World line. My memories had been turned into data and stored on a computer. There was no doubt about that. And what Dr. Leskinen was talking about right now was the basic technology required for that process.
現在、私たちが行っているプロジェクトは主に2つです。1つは医療分野への応用です。
Slide on the projector changed.
こちらは精神生理学研究所と共同で行っているプロジェクトです。
What the fuck? Psychology lab. Psychopsychology. Is that what it means? Oh no. Psychophysiology. I literally cannot say that word. For some reason I can't.
保存した記憶データを海馬傍回を通して再び元の脳に書き戻すというもので
Incredible!
Incredible! Incredible! Someone who looked like a grad student in the front row shouted. Dr. Leskinen didn't seem particularly put off by the interruption. Maho continued the interpretation.
You don't believe it? I know how you feel.
信じがたい
You don't believe it?
その気持ちは理解できます。私も 皆さんの立場であればそう言ったでしょう。
But let me just ask you,
しかし
can you imagine
この研究に私たちは手応えを感じています。これが実用化できればどんなに素晴らしいことでしょう。
we could treat memory loss
例えば
injury or
老化による記憶障害、
that currently have
あとはアルツハイマーなどそうしたものへの対処療法が期待できます。
Okay.
Everyone's memories could be
患者の記憶をデータとして自動的にバックアップしていくのです。
That's not what he said. Okay.
even if a memory is lost,
記憶が失われたとしても
possible to
その都度 PC にアクセスし
and reinstall data in
脳
the
内
brain.
にデータを再インストールすることが可能です。
That's so weird. It's like a computer. I lost my memory. Oh, let's quickly plug in. Reinstall. Got my memories back.
We could hold the progress of
それによって
What if you lost your memory
大きな進行を
about
食い止め
the
られるの
computer
では
can
ない
give you
か。
memories?
私たちはそう考えています。
That'd be weird.
Eventually, it would be
最終的には海馬妨害から PC 内の記憶データに常時アクセスできるようになるでしょう。
To be honest though, that wouldn't, I mean, it's not really big affection, that big of an impact on people who are alive. But if you could do it on people who are dead, then that is a big thing, because then you're making them live forever essentially, even though they're not.
so if the blame
Keep up because I'm
そう
having
すれば
Red Bull.
脳機能が失われた状態、例えば脳が激しく損傷したり萎縮してしまった場合などですが、
the system of essentially
そのような状態でも
forever part of the
変わらず
brain
脳機能を維持できます。
think of it like an
あた
external
か
hard
も
drive.
外部ストレージと同じように。
Okay. A strange feeling gripped the hall. Part of it was shock, and then the feeling that they were witnessing the announcement of an incredible technology. Move my mic a bit. There we go. Part of it was skepticism that a system like this could ever actually work. Part of it was revolutionary at the idea of playing around with a human brain like that. The excitement born of all these things passed from one member of the crowd to another. Dr. Leskinen raised his hand to encourage
I'm
questioners.
seeing some of you have questions.
どうやら2つ目のプロジェクトをお話しする前に質問を受け付けないといけないようですね。
It's gonna be funny.
I'll answer as many as I can. Go ahead.
できる範囲でお答えします。どうぞ。
Many hands were raised. I could tell that there was a wide age range of people interested. Both young and old were raising their hands. Dr. Leskinen pointed to a questioner. This was the first question. So there's several now. Okay, here we go. Get ready. Sampling would be required when digitizing analog memories. Does that mean any information would be lost? The professor nodded as he listened to the question in Japanese and began to respond in English when the speaker finished. So, wait. I don't know if this is a little bit picky here, but the Japanese guy is speaking to this English guy. Can this English guy speak Japanese, or can hear or learn? He knows Japanese, he just can't speak it properly. Maybe that's what it is. But apparently he must know what the question is asking, because Maho's not even saying it back to him. Yeah, look, see, maybe he was able to understand Japanese, if not speak it.
Let me replace that.
その質問を
Maybe
言い
it's
換える
because
と
Okay, maybe it's because he's doing it because apparently there's a lot of people, maybe a lot of people around the world are there, so he's doing English and then Maho's doing Japanese. Maybe that's why.
You're talking about attempting to
オーケストラの生演奏を WAV のデータに保存する際、生演奏のすべてを完璧に記録することはできないと。
As a WAV file. Fucking he calls WAV files, man.
確かにその懸念はあります。現在の研究で最も困難な問題の一つです。脳内のネットワークが神経伝達物質のオンオフだけで、つまり二進数的にデータのやり取りをしているのであれば簡単な問題でした。
Okay.
それはデジタルデータと同じことだからです。 しかし実際には伝達物質や電気信号は脳内でアナログ的に変化することが分かっています。この問題に関しては今のところより高いサンプリングレートでデータをサンプルする方法しか手段を持っていません。音楽の話で言えば 44.1kHz よりも 48kHz、 48kHz よりも 96kHz でサンプリングするといった具合です。
Okay.
それによってデジタルでありながらアナログデータに近い情報を得ようとしています。
Alright. Little by little, the mood in the room was turning to disappointment. Ugh. People were beginning to wonder if this was just a pretty theory that wouldn't work in reality. More questions came. Here we go again. All the questionnaires were skeptical of the professor's theory. Many of them seemed to be outright challenging him. I don't think that's gonna work, sir. I started to get upset. This was Dr. Leskin's research, but it's also Kurisu's. I knew better than anyone that it worked, and the sight of so many people refusing to give it a chance infuriated me. Were these people really scientists? Yeah, but you know what scientists are like, though, is the thing. I tried to keep myself under control and look back towards the podium. Scientists are basically like, oh, that seems good. Nah, it's not good. It's not good. My research is better. Kind of fucking thing. I'm actually not speaking for scientists, to be honest. I don't know. Was she mad? She certainly looked disappointed. Dr. Leskinen was very polite with the rude questionnaires. Acknowledging the problems with the theory, she was very different. Her anger was starting to seep into her interpreting too. I felt a kind of kinship with her. Oh, because relating. Okay. The question and answer session continued.
デジタルデータを脳に書き戻すなんて絶対に不可能だ。正気の沙汰ではない。サイエンス誌に掲載されたあの論文も読みましたが、にわかには信じられない。ましてや筆頭著者が若干17歳の女性だったとあっては。
Oh, you don't say that, mate. She's fucking smarter than you. She's 17. That was the one thing I couldn't ignore. Tally Mokabe. Yeah, objection. A little bit of Phoenix right there. Wait, what? Two people on the stage and the entire audience all turned toward me at once. And I was like, who? What the fuck are you doing? How? I was going to talk.
やってみもしないで何がわかるって言うんだ。最初は無理だと思われてた技術なんてこの世にいくらでもあるじゃないか。でもそれを克服した研究者がいたからこそ今があるんだろう。ただ批判するだけじゃ何も生まれない。
Tell him, Okabe. The whole theatre went silent. But I didn't regret standing up. On the stage, Maho Yajo was staring at me in shock. And as for Dr. Leskinen, I saw a flash of white teeth as our eyes met.
He's wearing something.
Awesome. He's very something. Why was he applauding? That just makes things embarrassing. Because maybe it seems like he's siding with Leskinen. Like he was set there just so he could side with him if something went wrong. People probably see that as that. I was just interpreting. Maho translated the professor's words for me to hear. Oh, he didn't understand it.
The only time when it is
大
possible
声で
to
怒鳴っていい
showcase
のは
when your
実
experiment
験が
is a
成功
success
した
and you
時
say,
の
We did it,
We did it
and that should be enough.
それだけで十分だそうですよ。
すみません。
I lowered my head and sat down. No, don't fucking regret it. You shouted at that little dickhead who said Makise wasn't smart because she's 17. I'm smarter than her. I thought I was calm, but I guess I let my emotions get away from me. Hadn't grown up at all in the past 6 months. That's not true, come on. If Kurusu was here, she'd make fun of me again. Well, she would be like, what are you doing, Okabe? And then she would obviously make, yeah, she would make fun. Thinking of her, she would make fun. I could feel the rest of the audience staring at me coldly. It hurt. If I could have left, I would have wanted to, but I was too interested in hearing the rest of Dr. Leskinen's talk to move.
And anyway, moving on.
それでは皆さん、そろそろ次に。
Oh, first, a round of applause,
でも、
please, for our
その
great
前
friend.
に勇敢な彼に拍手をお願いします。
Oh no, please no.
Men like him are what
彼
drives
の
our
ような
progress
挑戦者こそが
and that's the
科学
core
を進歩させ、
remarkable showcase.
あっと驚くような理論を作り上げるのです。
He may even become the third
彼なら
Einstein.
きっと第三のアインシュタインになれるかもしれませんね。
The third Einstein.
The second Einstein, of course,
ち
would
な
be
み
my
に
slightly
第
fussy
二のアイン
assistant
シュ
here.
タインはここにいるちょっと小うるさい私の助手。
She's like a little assistant. Wait, that's me.
変なこと言うのはやめてください、教授。
The audience chuckled. Okay, that turned them around at least. Sheesh.
さて、ここで私はしばらく通訳をお休みさせていただきます。これ
Okay.
から私よりも優秀な通訳が登場します。こ
Okay.
れが私たちのチームが今最も力を入れている2つ目のプロジェクト。
Oh, okay. Is this the system?
アマデウスシステムです。
When she finished speaking, Maho walked to the back of the stage. At Dr. Leskinen's signal, the PC screen was displayed on the projector. Then I heard a voice.
皆さん、初めてお目にかかります。
Maho? Question mark? The murmuring got louder than before, but it felt more uncertain than surprised. On the screen, I could see a detailed 3D model of Maho, the girl who'd just been interpreting.
ちなみにこれは映画などで有名なドリンクワークススタジオに作成してもらったモデルです。
So, DreamWorks worked on this as well. Interesting. Well, it's obviously not DreamWorks, it's DrinkWorks. Maho Hiyajo chimed in from the back of the stage.
声については私のボイスサンプルをデータベースにして日本の山名が作ってくれました。
This was CG. It sure looked real to me. The professor said something into the laptop's microphone. And then the 3D model of Maho Hiyajo on the screen opened its mouth.
私は比谷城真帆です。正確に言うなら78時間22分前の比谷城真帆から派生した存在ということになります。
Professor, oh yeah, that's good. It just goes like that. Alright, hang on. I'm just gonna go to the sound. Where's the music? There we go. Let me just actually save it, just in case. You never know what happens. I'm saving it. Oh, transparent. Okay. Let's go back. Because I think the audio is a bit too, the music is a bit too loud. Can you have it down a little bit? That's it. If you listen carefully, you might be able to hear something slightly off. But it sounded far more human than any artificial voice I've ever heard.
先ほどから皆さんの質問を聞かせていただいていました。
I've been listening to your questions.
教授はどうして私を早く紹介しないのかととてももどかしく思っていましたよ。
And I was wondering why oh wait, while I'm talking over this, I just got confused then.
以前から感じていましたが
Yeah, shh.
どうも教授は人が悪いようですね。まったくだわ。
Maho Hiyajo on the screen spoke with a slightly I'm gonna skip that because my brain fired. And the Maho Hiyajo by the wall nodded in agreement. Dr. Leskinen simply smiled. Doing that again. Stupid. What was going on here? What part of this was their biggest project? The rest of the audience didn't seem to have any more of a clue than I did.
皆さんの多くは疑問に思っています。人間の記憶をデータとして取り出したり、それを保存したり、さらにはそのデータを活用したり、そんなことが本当に可能なのかと。
Right, it must be
それでは
possible.
私は一体何でしょうか。私は78時間23分前の冷や城真帆の脳内から取り出された記憶を持ち、そのデータをベースにして動いているのです。
What did she just say? The professor says something else in rapid English and asked the Maho on screen to translate it. But she, if she was the right word, hesitated and went silent. I looked at the real Maho and she was responding exactly the same way.
教授、今のは。教授、今の発言はセクシャルハラスメントとして大学に訴えてもいいでしょうか。
Dr. Leskinen laughed cheerfully and responded to her. The conversation was in quick English and over half the audience couldn't understand it. The real Maho sighed and took back the microphone.
教授はですね、私に対して、いえ、私の記憶で動作しているこのアマデウスに対して質問に答えてごらんと言いました。
Okay.
いつ頃までパパとお風呂に入っていたかとか。
Excuse me?
初恋はいつだったかとか、何でも答えられるだろうと。
Okay. I don't want to know the first one.
もうそれ以上通訳しなくていいわ。恥ずかしいからやめてくれないかしら。私はそういう質問には一切答えないわよ。
The professor said something else and the Maho on the screen groaned and turned away.
クレジットカードの番号なんてもっと言えません。
Credit card number.
あと1週間前に着ていたパジャマの色なんて覚えてるわけないです。
What was this? Yeah, what is going on? Oh, I missed that. Oh. It was something natural at first, but this was something unbelievable, wasn't it? It felt very different than a typical AI. I could tell that much. It wasn't answering the questions it was given. And because they were embarrassing, was it programmed to respond like that to certain questions for the purposes of this demonstration? It was possible that was all it was, but if that conversation wasn't programmed in advance, the rest of the crowd seemed to reach the same conclusion I did, and the whisper started to turn to surprise.
ねえちょっといい加減このいたずらな子供を何とかしてくれないかしら。何をしたいのか理解はできるけど、とにかく恥ずかしいわ。
A copy of Maho was complaining to the original. It felt like I was watching a pair of twin sisters talking.
いたずらな子供ではなく、レスキネン教授が面白がってなかなか説明してくれないので、代わりに私がお話しします。
Maho walked back to the professor.
皆さん、もうお分かりかと思いますが、アマデウスは自分が話していいこととそうでないこと、あるいは話したいことと話したくないことを自ら判断して喋っています。私たちはアマデウスにそういったプログラムを一切施していません。
Hey Sherry. Yay! Steins Gate. Yeah, no. Steins Gate. I'm playing this before Elite comes out, so when I do Elite, at least I would have done this one and then I'll go back to Elite to see what's new they've added in the original. So, yeah. I knew it.
彼女は 与えられた私の記憶からそれを独自に判断し、自律的にそういう行動をとっているのです。
Okay. Yeah, it's my first time playing it. I never played the Steins Gate Zero. I mean, I watched the original anime of the original Steins Gate, and I watched the alternate spin-off of what this game is. But that's it. Maho on screen suddenly took over for her.
そしてこれは先ほどの医療分野への応用とは方向性が真逆になってしまい、研究所内でもずっと議論が交わされていることですが、私は不必要な情報をいつの間にか忘れてしまうというか、記憶の引き出しから出してこられなくなるのです。皆さんと同じようにです。例えば1週間前に着ていたパジャマの色、確かにそれを知っていたはずなのに今は思い出せません。そのような情報は生存していく上で必要がないからです。これも皆さんと同じです。このようにアマデウスは記憶のインプットやアウトプットが人間のそれと非常に近いのです。これは私たちも驚くべき結果として研究を重ねている最中で、まだ詳しくは解明されていません。
As Maho finished up, Dr. Leskinen took the microphone back. She resumed interpreting as he continued the lecture.
However, what really surprised us
さらに
that Amadeus could
私たちを
consistently
驚かせたのは、アマデウスが意図して嘘をつくということ。
and not as some sort of bug
何らか
or
の
glitch.
トラブルや
This is
ミスではなく、
purposeful behavior.
わざとそうするのです。
Okay.
Lying is really just
嘘は
another method of human
人
communication.
間が他人とコミュニケーションを取る上での一つの手法です。
That's interesting.
Amadeus examined the memories
アマデウスも
and as no
インプットされた記憶を自律的に検討し、
if it deemed
必要であれば
necessary.
自分や他人のために平気で嘘をつきます。
Interesting. So the program it to lie as
誤
well.
解を招く
That's...
ような言い方はやめてください。
What good would that do though? I guess maybe if someone got their hands on it, I guess the program could lie to a stranger that got hands on this system. That's not
嘘を
supposed to
つくの
happen.
に平気なことなんてありません。私だって両親が咎めます。
Exactly, yeah, Sherry, exactly. That's what I said, maybe that's the only reason why though. Maybe someone did get their hands on it and that's not supposed to have it, like fucking Russians take it for some reason. Well, for the reason of maybe time travel, but at least the AI could lie. I mean, that's the only reason I can think of. So I guess if they made it tell the truth at each time, that would be worse, I think. Much worse.
I'm so sorry, Anne.
But I guess it's like also lying, it could lie to you as well, even though you're the one that made it. It's so weird. I don't know if it's a good thing. Dr. Leskinen cut off. He seemed to be hesitating. Maho didn't seem especially surprised by this. Maybe she knew the reason. But the moment passed and the professor continued. And Maho translated his words like there was nothing shocking about them at all.
This has led us to some
この
interesting
ような
conclusions.
検証を続けていくことで、最終的に私たちは
But with, I know what you're saying, but I'm just thinking about it now. It's, yeah, I know it's hard to torture it. Obviously, you can't torture it. It's an AI. But it still has data in the system. So wouldn't you be able to way to hack that data that's in it? Even though, I don't know, because it's such a weird thing. It still has the memories stored in there. So maybe it makes up its own memories from the memories that's given on the spot, and that's how it works. I'm not sure how, because there is data given with the memories initially, but then after that, I'm not sure how that works. Does it just continue like a normal human being would from that? Because then maybe no one could actually take data from that, because it's just on the spot memories that that continue, but maybe they could take previous memories stored in. That's the only thing they could do, I guess, maybe. Oh, I'm not sure how it works. It's too detailed. It's so detailed.
アマデウスに
Eventually,
人間と同様の魂を宿すことができるのではないかと考えています。
I was stunned. A soul? Should one of those leading brain scientists in the world really be using a word with such vague definition?
in other words, true
これこそ
artificial intelligence.
本当の意味での人工知能ということになります。
Literally, that could mean you got this program ready, set up, and then all you need is basically a physical robot. Then put that into the robot, then it'll be like a human being essentially. Then you could do is it acts like a human. It's the movement would be the only thing that's not human like, but at least it could probably walk around. You could probably program that. That's not the hard part. This was the hard part. The whole hall got very quiet. It was sheer chaos for a while after that, as everyone tried to debate their own personal theories with Dr. Leskinen at once. Just like the last game, there's so much information just to take in at once from the beginning. It's like, fucking slow down. It was thanks to Izaki that I was able to get into the reception held after the ATF was over. They told me there was a dress code, so I went all the way back to her parents' house to get a suit to change into. I thought he was wearing a suit initially, but I guess not. At first, all that effort paid off as Izaki introduced me to some of the country's top researchers. To be honest, I don't know. Getting the feeling of Steins Gate, I don't know if I want it to happen. Because clearly Steins Gate's shown someone does make this kind of thing, maybe other country will get jealous and want that thing and then cause a war. It could happen with anything, not just time travel, to be honest. So I don't know, man. It's so scary to think about that, how something that everyone's fighting to get first, that they could end up being aggressive to get it. I'm not sure, man. Time travel, that happens. Even because they're getting close to it. I don't think they're getting close, but they got closer than ever before with CERN. But it probably will be, if time travel ever happened, maybe 100 years before that happens, because they haven't even started really getting a proper test out. They've been trying to create I don't know what to call it, these hydrogen accelerators things, trying to get big ones to create time travel, but that's going to take ages to build a proper one that can actually is capable of time travel. Riken, Jacksat, Imis, etc. I have no idea what they are. Before long, Izaki ran off to suck up to some university professor and was left completely abandoned. My own personal target, Dr. Leskinen, was surrounded by a bunch of famous scientists. It didn't feel like a mere student would be welcome. And so all I did was stand around and eat from the buffet by the wall. To be honest, I couldn't tell if the food was any good or not. Whenever my glass got empty, a smiling waiter was always around to fill it up again, and so I found myself drinking more than I intended. My stomach was already so full it hurt. What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. It's like, what? Look. Glasses? Okay. The whole place felt like it was another world.
やっぱりこういうのには向かないわ。
Is that Maho? Text message. How do I access text message? It hasn't shown me a control, so... Hang on. What's controls? How do I open my phone? He hasn't told me anything yet. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't want to press something that skips. That's the problem before. Sometimes you can press... That's not it. That's square. I don't want to press anything to skip it. Let me read this first. At the exact moment I spoke, I heard a girl next to me say the exact same thing. R2, there we go. Okay, got it right. Oh, there's no context. Mayuri, Daru, Kao, Susaha, Ferris, Yuki. Okay. Alright, there's... Already know Yuki and Mane. Okay. I can't press anything on them for now. Tuturu, Ocarine, are things going okay with Mr. Seminar? Mr. Seminar. I can't believe you get to go to a fancy party. Die in a fire, Mr. Fancy Pants. What is this? Can I reply or do something? I don't know what to do. Oh no, don't want to do auto. That's not what I want to do. Settings. Oh my god. There's an Oopa, Metal Oopa. Why so many frogs? Why is it just mostly frog? Is that like... It's like a cat frog. That's weird, man. We'll go with the Metal Oopa. These are the ones in the original, I think, of the game. Miri is so funny. It has to be the classic Great of Signer. It has to be. And vibrate. Yeah, I do vibration for calls, so then I know then. Oh, it changed the layout as well. That's cool. Okay. Went over with the sky. Which one? Were you talking about the wallpaper? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, with the ringtone. I don't know if I heard that before. Like I've heard it off. It must be the new one then, from this one. I don't remember it from the original game. Surprised, I looked over at her. Our eyes met. As I looked down. What was a middle school girl doing here? She's not middle school. You've already established this, Okabe. And then a moment later, I realized it was Maho Ihajo. Okay, so we confused it. She was wearing the exact same outfit she had been wearing during the lecture. A lab coat in a place like this? That's just what the old me would have done. She's just as crazy as... She's not the real life version. Okay. Maho's clearly out of place. Why? Because she was still wearing her lab coat. I couldn't help but ask. Maho so far has been funny. I just like the fact that they made her so small and that you just take the mickey out of her all the time because she's small. And that's why she was standing in the corner trying not to attract attention. I mean, she's hiding on the table. You're the guy who's that? Okay.
Okabe Rintaro です。東京電機大学の学生で伊崎ゼミで勉強してます。
I'm the one that shouted objection in the study thing. I thought it was called now. The lecture, that's it. I handed her one of the business cards that I've thrown together after Izaki told me that I needed them. She grabbed one of her own out of the stack and carelessly put it in my hands. It's fine, no need to be surprised, it's okay.
珍しい名前でしょ、私。
え、ああ、誰も読めないとか言ってたっけ?
I looked at my card and saw that pronunciation of her name was written in the usually large letters. That was probably because how people kept screwing it up.
沖縄ではよくある名字なんだけれどね。
沖縄出身なのか?
No, immediately as soon as he said, "Oh, I'm not having any of that," I was like, "Come on, say it!" And he actually said, "Objection!" Like fucking the classic Phoenix Wright. They must have did that in mind of Phoenix Wright. They must have.
ハーフにはあんまり見えないな。クォーター。
Quarter Japanese, okay. So she's not from here.
祖父祖母父母すべて日本人よ。DNA は生粋のジャパニーズ。
Okay, she's pure Japanese. Okay, she must have moved from Japan to America. She's been living there for a while. So awkward. And then the conversation just stops. Okay. I'm a terrible conversationalist, honestly. Yeah, you are, to be honest. Okabe is terrible at conversation, but Hoen Kiyoma is the opposite. He's a ball of charisma. It's so weird. Yeah, look. The old me would have gone full Shinobu. Is that how you say? I don't know how you say that. Shin Yunbyu. It's so weird to say that word. I started ranting about conspiracies and magic powers, whether the other person cared or not. But you can't really call that a conversation. But it's still talk. You know, it's better than just silence. I had no idea what to say to somebody I never met before. Little elf girl, we could call her. I don't know what to call her, to be honest. What would Hoen Kiyoma say to her, to be honest? I've been working at becoming a real adult, even buying and studying men's magazines, but none of it really helped. Without anything to talk about, I looked over to Dr. Leskinen. He seemed to be giving a lecture on neurons to a bunch of scientists. Fucking scientists. I'm sorry for saying rejection.
セミナーの途中で邪魔を。
ああ、あれね。気にすることないわ。あなたが声を上げなかったら、多分私が同じことをしていたから。許せないの、ああいう人。
いいのか、そんなこと言って。教授が言ってたじゃないか。科学者たるもの、常に冷静にって。
It is weird, to be honest. I like it when he switches. No, he does not always Hoen Kiyoma, but I like it when he Hoen Kiyoma, but then in serious situations is Okabe. But then when he knows need to be or make the situation light and funny, if it's a serious situation kind of thing, he beats Hoen Kiyoma on purpose. So yeah, I know it's weird because this one's gonna be most of the game just Okabe, which is weird to see how he handles stuff. Like, because the first game he handled it easily, just went Hoen Kiyoma, get away with it because he's Hoen Kiyoma, you know? But this one, he's not Hoen Kiyoma anymore.
今のは科学者としての発言じゃないわ。だから構わないのよ。
It must have really ticked her off because she grabbed a cocktail from a passing waiter and gulped it down. Are you old enough? Her cheeks turned a pretty shade of pink for an instant, but no longer. She might have had a high alcohol tolerance.
だけど、やっぱり良くないわね。反省する。
What? Is she drunk?
ああいう批判は言い方こそ悪いけれど、それでも事実には違いないんだもの。私たちの研究がまだ無謀の域から出ていないと言われれば、確かにその通りよ。
そうなのか。
Okay.
取り組まなくてはいけない課題が山積みだわ。さっきセミナーで話した以上にね。
Well, I'm sure there is, especially this kind of system that you built.
例えば、
There's going to be
記憶デ
problems.
ータを元の脳に書き戻すことができても、それを脳が利用できなければ何の意味もないの。
It's so weird because it's essentially Kurisu. It's a sending memories back in time thing, but it's just a current version. You don't send them back; you just do it currently. You send memories back, like reinstall memories back into you at that moment. So they could easily time travel if they just figured out. Oh wait, what if we try and send them back to the past? Then they would have got the same time travel that we had.
記憶があっても思い出せない状態。つまり記憶喪失の脳と同じになってしまう。
Okay. As Maho spoke, I remembered. I remembered all the lectures and theories that Kurisu had given me when she was making the time leap machine.
確か人間が記憶にアクセスしようとするときは前頭葉から側頭葉へ信号が行くんだったよな。
Yep.
ええ、トップダウン記憶検索信号ね。
だったら
And then I started to talk, remembering what Kurisu had told me about her theories as I went. When I used specialized terminology whose meanings I barely remembered, Maho would tell me what they were. Interesting.
で最後に側頭葉に記憶を書き戻す過程で一緒にコピーした疑似パルスを前頭葉の方に送り込めば記憶検索信号はちゃんと働くと思う。
You're almost there. Ooh.
あなたそれを自分で導き出したの？
ああ、いや。
Maho looked back at the business card I'd given her. Good job, Okabe.
脳科学専攻じゃないわね。ということは誰かに？それとも論文で？うん、それはないわ。まだ論文にはまとめられてなかったはず。
She. I was already just wondering just then, and then now she says she. I think, yeah, it's guaranteed she knew Kurisu.
何かおかしいこと言ったか？
I think
俺。
I think Okabe just repeated what Kurisu said, what probably told Maho before. And it's like, how do you know that?
そうじゃなくて、私の後輩がね、全く同じ理論を提唱していたことがあるのよ。どのスタッフもずっと懐疑的だったけど、彼女だけは絶対に証明できるって言い張っていたわ。結局実証試験に進む前に彼女はいなくなっちゃったんだけど。
それは。
Should I tell her? Should I tell her about me and Kurisu? In this world line, there's almost no connection between me and Kurisu.
どうしたの？
I feel like you should tell her. I mean, I feel like you should say I knew Kurisu before she died. I mean, that's not a problem. That's fine. Nothing would happen if you say that. Because then you could say I was a friend. That's how I kind of know this stuff, because I was a friend with Kurisu. In this way, you can bring it up. I made up my mind. If I wanted to follow my dreams, I needed to act.
実はこの理論、クリスからレクチャーされた。
Aha! That's exactly what I said. You actually brought it up.
今なんて？
マキセ・クリスが教えてくれたんだよ。
クリスがあなたに？いつ？どうして？
It's weird because technically he's lying and technically he's not. Because it didn't really happen on this world line. It happened on a different world line, which actually didn't happen yet. But technically he still experienced it because he sent his memories back. Time travel. It's so
彼女が
weird.
こっちに留学してた時だ。友達になってこういう話をよくした。
Of course, that was a lie. Kurisu and I became friends in the Alpha World line, not like this one. We actually became more than friends, you could say. But a small lie like this wasn't probably okay. Oh, a small lie like this was probably okay.
そうだったの。
Exactly what I just said. Like, you actually could lie. Yeah, that's the thing. So he's lying in the way where it's not like, oh wait, that's not right. You kind of seen that, but it's like, oh yeah, she came over, we were friends, she told me, and that's all I can say at that point, and she died.
ありがとう。
Because if he says more than that, then it's
感
like,
謝するわ。
how? How is it possible? Her words surprised me. That was the one thing I didn't expect to hear.
何が？
彼女と 友達になってくれてよ。日本に来てたった一人で。
She must have been close with Maho.
たった一人で
Or
勉
Maho
強
must
して
have
い
been
て
close
も
to Kurisu.
きっとつまらなかったと思うから。
口喧嘩ばっかりだったけどな。
Reminiscing.
あの子らしいわね。絶対に負けを認めなかったでしょ。
Nope.
ああ、へりくつばっかりこねていた。
About silly stuff as
ロ
well.
ボトミー手術してあんたの前頭葉を書き出してやるぞとかよく言われたし。
Yep. And keep calling me a pervert
ま
and
さかそ
everything.
んなこと。
The classics.
クリスなら言いそうね。
What are you doing, Angel?
だろ？
Come on, up here. Where you want to sit up here? Fine. I know, Kurisu. We missed you.
ちゃんと後輩の教育をしておいてほしかった。
その点に関しては認めるわ。陳謝します。
She smiled, also a thought, and then all of a sudden she sighed to cry.
どうした？
Yeah, she was definitely close with her. Otherwise, I didn't have any better ideas, so I grabbed my handkerchief. She didn't seem to know why she was crying herself, and neither did I. Had I said something during the conversation that set her off?
大丈夫か？
I think she's reminiscing about Kurisu, that's what it was.
平気よ、ごめんなさい。
She didn't take my handkerchief, instead she took a tissue out of her pocket and wiped her eyes.
勇敢なる大佐のアインシュタイン。
My brave third Einstein, okay.
え？
What are you doing, huh? Turned around and saw Dr. Leskinen smiling and quickly striding towards me. He grabbed my hand as he got closer. The handshake was incredibly forceful. And his hands were as big as a bear's paw. What the fuck? How big is his hands? No, not just his hands. Standing in front of me, he looked even bigger than he had during the lecture. I'm pretty tall, but he was at least a head taller than me. How the fuck? How big is he then? Yeah, I know it's fucking pale. This is what Japanese see as the Americans, that's why. Really tall, pale.
教授、俺その。
They must be thinking he's got to be at least 6'4", from what Okabe is saying, probably. Depends actually, I don't know how big Okabe is. Uh-oh, it was also sudden now, I couldn't even think of an introduction. And wait, did he just speak in Japanese?
しかし、私の助手を泣かせてしまったのは見過ごせないね。
Okay.
あ、いや、これは。
This is not what it looks like.
違います教授。私が勝手に。彼は関係ないですから。
Mao and I both denied it as much as we could. But I didn't know why Maho was crying, so I couldn't come up with any excuses. I just started to panic even more.
つまりその
Just end it. Don't.
クリスです。彼とクリスの話をしていたら、いろいろ感情が溢れてしまって。
Ah, she brought it up to
クリ
us.
ス、
Kurisu!
君はクリスの友人？
それは。はい。
岡部倫太郎さん、学生だそうです。
Maho introduced me. Again, step back a bit. Split up close, didn't he? Dr. Leskinen had a gentle expression on his face as he gave me a slow hug. I felt like I was going to suffocate in his massive arms. Somehow I could tell that it was his way of remembering Kurisu.
そうですか。
So wait,
そう
what?
いうことなら魔法。
はい。
Is this what Japanese think of Americans and how they act? So they go they're massive tall, they're pale, and they go really close. Like, nice to meet you. It's so weird.
ミスター・カーベに合わせてあげたらどうかな、彼女を。
まさかアマデウスを。
Huh?
ここで彼に出会った偶然、その幸運を大切にしたいじゃないか。日本にいる間、彼にテスターになってもらってもいいよ。
Tester. Yeah, no, I think it's the only way they can show that they're American, I guess. Show them that they're blonde. Because I guess if they're given black hair, you just look like a normal Japanese person at this point, wouldn't they? Compared to Maho. And everyone in the back has got black hair. Literally, there's one blonde guy there behind his shoulder. That's it.
本気ですか？部外者なのにそんないきなり。
クリスの友人ならば部外者ではない。そうだろう？
ですが。
True, I guess. But I mean, I'm not involved with the project, so... What were they talking about? I had no idea, but this is my chance to build a relationship with Dr. Leskinen. I didn't want to blow it.
俺ぜひお手伝いしたいです。
Nice!
Hope you know what you're getting into, Okube. He patted me on the shoulders and smiled. It was an innocent smile, like a child's.
じゃあ、詳細は魔法に聞いて。よろしく。
And the scientist was calling him, so he wandered away. Leskinen! Don't get your dreams with your dreams. Maho was shaking her head in disbelief.
アマデウスに合わせるとか、テスターとか、一体何の話なんだ？
Did we meet Amadeus though? Wasn't that Amadeus on the screen at the lecture?
コンベンションでやったデモンストレーション。アマデウスは私の記憶を使っていたんだけれど、
Oh,
アマデウスのデータとしてもう一人分研究者の記憶が保存してあるのよ。
it is, and that's why it's Kurusu. The researcher's memories. It has to be the reason why it said, oh, he's not an outsider because he knows Kurusu. And it must be Kurusu, that's why they want me to talk to this Amadeus. What did that mean? When I finally figured it out from Dr. Leskinen and Maho's conversation, my heart started pounding.
まさか
They figured it
あ
out
い
as
つ
well.
なのか？
そう。アマデウスの中にはマキセ・クリスの記憶が保存されているわ。
How though?
8ヶ月前のクリスだけれどね。
Oh, 8 months old. How long was it now since she's died though? Was it before she died? I'm confused. Is she technically back from the dead though? Because if it's your system, I mean, I guess. I don't know how it works though. She's got no memories of the world lines, that's the problem. And I guess she didn't anyway when he was time traveling. She was just like, what happened? And have to tell her every single time. So I guess it's the same thing anyway. But I just don't know how we would act. Would we act the exact same way? Because it is still the same year, okay. It's interesting, man. I thought he would still be depressed at this point. I thought a year has passed at this point. Several days passed after ATF party. 10 minutes from Ikebukuro. Wait. Ikebukuro. Ikebukuro. That's it. Via the express train. And then 10 minutes by bus from a station called Wako City in Saitama. The officer I was looking for was on the second floor of a building right next to Raiken. Global Brain Science Comprehension Research Organization. It's a fucking long... It's a long name. Japanese office prep room. That was what the plate on the door said. To get in, you need 3 types of special keys plus a security card. But yeah, what the fuck is in here then?
ここは
各国の脳科学研究者が連携をして 新しい機構を作る予定なの。私たちの研究所が主導してね。
Should let me inside. Oh, no message! Or was that quick save? No, I think it's a new message. The mysterious Sukates have at last appeared in Akibara. Nya! Oh, I can send a message. Yeah, I'd be like shocked, like, what? I got a trophy. Resonating reaction renvoi. This is one of the hidden doors of Akihabara that leads to the truth, Nia. What are you saying, Varys? If you know naught of it, then very well, Nia. It saddens me that we cannot journey together, but if my sacrifice shall put an end to this, then I go through the door with gladness, Nia. Okay. Some baby bear. What the fuck was that? Fucking Varys, man. I like how even though Okabe stopped Kyoma doing the stuff, like he's done it so much to Varys at this point that she still continues it, even though he stopped. It's so weird. Like she's like his brainwashed at this point to continue doing this stuff. The office must have been newly rented. Most of the desks were still empty, showing no signs of ever having been used. There wasn't even a whiteboard, which made the room look even more empty. There wasn't a lot of natural light. Maybe the windows were on the north side. There's lots of windows. Oh, that one. I thought there were windows on the left there, but they're just the sliding doors, I guess. The only illumination was from the overhead fluorescent lights. The room felt very cold.
ここはあくまでも準備室だから。
No one was sitting at any of the desks, but two of them had stuff on them. One of them was still a mess, filled with notes, calculators, coffee cups, and supplement bottles. That was the one Maho sat down at, of course. Which meant the one that was neatly organised must belong to Dr. Leskinen, right?
教授は
今日はオフ。
Well, it was Sunday.
君も
ええ。そうじゃなかったら昼過ぎまで寝ていられるわけないでしょ。
Okay. She's a late sleeper then. Oh, didn't we do it? Oh, is that L2 picks it up again? Did that by accident? Maho the messy researcher. She's messy in general, I think. Oh, that's true. When I got to pick her up from her hotel in Wako City, she'd come out of the room half asleep. This was the day that was to meet Amadeus Kurisu. Mahu had gone over the basics of being a tester on the way here. Essentially, Amadeus needed sample data for conversations, and they were going to give me an environment where I could talk to it at any time, 24 hours a day. How could that work? What? She didn't give me any details beyond that, though. So you'll be able to talk to Amadeus Kurisu 24 hours a day, huh?
あいつはクリスのアマデウスはここにいるのか
How would they do that? Would I have something? Would they give me something so like I can see her and talk to her? I'm not sure how that works. Maho nodded and gave me a glance.
あいつと呼んだわよね、今。
Yeah?
あ
私が思っているよりもずっと親しかったのね、あなたたち。
She catches on. Maybe my silence was an answer in itself. I think it's better to let her know that, to be honest. Oh, Maho's response was uncharacteristically hesitant. Let me see what the message. What? Oh wait. Oh wait. It responds to the same message. I thought it was a new one. How does the Kaguya sound? It's like soft voice, so. Okabe, may I have a moment of your time? I'm meeting someone right now. Is it important? Not today. Is it important? No, it's not that important. Can it wait then? Alright, I'll contact you later. Sorry. Oh, so you can tell. No, please don't worry about it. Mayuri heart. Double hearts. But you can tell there where Okabe's still not over it, and he's not used to responding as Okabe, I guess, to his friends. I guess that's what it is. I'm not sure exactly, actually.
だとしたら会うのはやめた方がいいかもしれないわよ。
Maybe.
どうしてだ？
Well, because you're fucking in love with that Okabe. What do you
相
think?
手が親しい人であればあるほどあのシステムは残酷だと思うから。
Because she's not real, that's why.
大丈夫だ。
If you start acting like it's gonna be bad, I think.
わかった。もう言わない。その代わり一つ覚えておいて。ロードする記憶はクリスが最後に更新をした3月のデータをベースにしたものよ。
Yeah, I know.
だから3月以降、例えば彼女が日本に留学していた時のことを聞いても全く通じない。
She won't remember. So, of course, the incident, she won't remember it. Yeah, no, she's only a program, but I think Okabe doesn't care. He just wants to see her and see her act, I guess. I can't blame him, to be honest, though. But I just feel like it's bad in the long run. That's right, isn't it?
それに3月から今日までの間に私や教授が何度も起動してしまっているから、その度にクリスは、アマデウスの方のクリスね。彼女は元のクリスとは違う記憶を蓄積しているわ。
I see, so I'm right then. So when they originally put the memories in, anything after that when they boot the system up, we just create new memories based on the personality, it's guessing, from the original Kurusu. So you can't really do that. Yeah, you can't blame him. You can't blame him.
私たちが聞かせた話。
It's just, you just can see in hindsight, it's gonna be like, I wish I didn't do that.
新しく会話を交わした人たち、そういったものをね。つまりこれから会うのはあなたの友人だったマキセ・クリスではないということ。
I noticed that Mahu has the like the Mayuri expression, which is just like, oh, Okabe kind of thing. She's almost the same thing. Maybe because she's small, she's like getting up to me like that. That's why she does it. You want to go outside? Go on, Rachel. Alright.
このシステムの問題点の一つなんだけれど、往々にしてこちら側、つまり人間の方が混乱してしまうのよ。
And I noticed as well, if he meets her,
本当のクリスと今この瞬間にチャットでもしているような錯覚に陥るから。
it's not going to be the same. Because it was really Kiyoma that's what helped the relationship with Kurusu. It was Okabe and Kiyoma. But this is just Okabe and no Kiyoma. This is going to be interesting to see, actually, when they meet. Or talk to each other, I guess. So don't get reality and fantasy mixed up, I guess.
共有できていない記憶の齟齬に関してこちらの脳がついていけなくなってしまうのね。
Memories that aren't shared. Well, there's a feeling I knew well. Reading Steiner was a power only I possessed, which made my memories different than those of the people around me. It's not exactly true. Some people did experience reading Steiner, just in different ways.
案内してくれ。
Take me to her, okay? I'm about to see now.
こっちよ。
Amadeus. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You always forget that he killed her, you know, because he always feels like her dad killed her, because that's what it was. so hard to think that. Okay. It's so weird, actually, thinking about this now. Okubei is a murderer. He murdered her in cold blood with a knife. How did the police not catch Okubei? Let's think about this for a bit. She was murdered. The police surely did an investigation on this, how she died. And Okubei surely would have been the suspect, or her dad would have been the only ones. I don't know. That's weird to think, actually, how we got away with murder. There was a booth separated by a thick partition. To get inside the booth, you needed a different card key than the one used to get into the room, as well as a security code.
今の時代、産業スパイが一番恐ろしいの。
Did he go back in the time machine though? Because I thought, because the way the game started, it seemed like, oh, he killed her. Yeah, it seemed like he killed her and that's it, they just left it after that. Unless they purposely went back, but didn't do anything and then carried on and let her die. He didn't really explain that part. I guess they're just trying to miss over it and like, yeah, we can forget about that. Forget about that. Oh, I see. They went forward in time. Interesting. So that way the police couldn't catch him. Interesting, okay. The room was about 2.5 meters per side. At one end was a white desk, and above it was a PC with a built-in 30-inch screen monitor. It was a small sofa that let you sit behind the user and see what was happening on the screen. I sat there. Maho powered on the PC, began to type. Where's Hikarusu? Ooh. A second later, the words Amadeus System appeared on screen. Let's let her put the ID in. Saleri. Saleri? Saleri and Amadeus, huh? What's Saleri got to do with anything? Is that a reference to something? Saleri. Salieri. Salieri. Is that a name of someone? Come to think of it, it was in the famous movie Amadeus. There was a character who was spiteful and jealous of Mozart's incredible talents, but who, in the bottom of his heart, admired him more than anyone else. That character's name was Salieri. He said it was Mozart. Okay, that's why. Don't look at the password. Maho moved her body to hide her hands. She's like starching over like this. Don't look. I love to wait. She finished logging into the system and a simple bare command prompt appeared on screen. 00100100001.
Ah, 頼む.
Maho enters several commands at the prompt.
ごめんなさい。ここはちょっと見せられないの。
まあ、俺が見たところでさっぱりだけどな。
でも一応ね。
She turned off the monitor. Here we go, yeah? Then she spun it around to face me. I suddenly realised I was clenching my fists. I mean, I guess he'd be nervous, innit? It feels like he kills someone, you see him again, it's like, ugh, it's weird, because it's like, I killed you. How long have I been doing that? My hands were sweaty, and there was a red spot at the base of my thumb where my nails had dug in. I was more nervous than I realised.
どうしたの？
いや、今になってちょっとおじけづいてきた。
まだ間に合うわよ。今すぐここから出ていけばいいわ。
No, it's too late now.
意地
Can't
が
back
悪
off.
いな。
そうあなたのこと心配してあげてるのに。
だったらもう少しそれらしい言い方をした方がいい。クリスといい君といい実験大好きっ子は
You lab kills. I know, man. It's blame the developers, man. They purposely showing us all this stuff, making us more depressed, even though, like, come on. I mean, I guess it's just like you build it up because we already know what the ending is going to be. It's Okabe eventually changing back into Kiyoma and figuring out a way to send back the video to the original when he first did it to solve it. But we just don't know what happened since then, how we got there, and how we got back as Kiyoma, what caused it. But I mean, I guess it's going to be a depressing game from this beginning until, I guess, I don't know, for how long, till the end, I guess. For a second, the old joking me was about to come back. I quickly changed the subject.
実験ばかりに明け暮れているやつは可愛げがない。
今の発言は明らかに誹謗中傷ね。侮辱罪で訴えてあげてもいいわ。
やめてくれ、恐ろしい。
いい弁護士を知っているから紹介してあげましょうか。
その前に告訴を取り下げてくれ。
示談に持ち込もうというのなら、それ相応の金額は覚悟することね。
後で毒ペンをおごるかな。
I thought you were Dr. P. Oh, Dr. Pepper. What did they call it before? Was it Dr. P in the last game? I can't remember. What's Dr. P? I thought they called it something similar. I heard a small sound from the back of her throat. I guess she was laughing. Normally I find that irritating, but strangely coming from the girl in front of me, no, she was a grown woman. Yeah, she's not a girl anymore. But she wasn't. Actually, I didn't. Maho Hyajo was very strong-willed with the prickliness and short temper unique to scientists. She always seemed to be a little upset about something. But maybe she wasn't that bad. Oh, I see. She, Maho, she's a lot like Kurisu. I know it's Dr. Pepper. Did they call it Dr. Pepper though? Because I knew Dr. Pepper was in it, was the main thing, but I can't remember if they called it Dr. P, or unless they changed it now, or unless it's a short abbreviation for it they're using. Well, I can't remember if they called it something else, or just actually called it Dr. Pepper. Oh well, it's not that important really. She's a lot like Kurisu. There's more bad things going on than Dr. Pepper. Don't show me Kurisu then. When I first met Kurisu, she was like that. Arrogant, rude, never willing to change her mind, stubborn, hard-headed, and always ready to confront you with raised eyebrows whenever you said something she didn't like. I truly thought I'd never seen a more unlikable woman. But despite my first impression, on the inside she turned out to be fragile, easily hurt, and so kind and so lovable.
何がおかしいんです、先輩。
Suddenly heard a girl's voice from the speaker. I found myself jumping off the sofa. I knew this voice. I couldn't forget it. I guess. Did they get the rights then in the anime? I can't remember. I literally cannot remember that. But anyway, let's see. I have to rewatch it. Oh, well, I'll know in Steins Gate Elite actually. Let's see if they put it in because it's based on the anime version. I could never. Maho turned on the monitor. There she is. The girl I'd never forgotten appeared on the screen. And she's wearing a lab coat as well. Maybe it was based off her appearance at the brain science lab. Because she was wearing a white lab coat, yeah. The PC's camera turned toward me on its own.
先輩、そちらの方は。
That's the start. Mahu was introducing me, but I didn't hear anything she was saying. I simply stared, entranced. I wanted to reach out my hands. I wanted to touch her. She was right there.
岡部倫太郎さん。はじめまして。牧瀬クリスです。どうぞよろしく。
Assistant. Oh, there we go. There's the intro. That was the intro. That's literally how long have we been playing already? There's just the intro. I know it's so weird to roll the intro there. Who's that? So the anime style they've used for this intro. Nope, she's not there. Zero. Whew.